King, VP of FinTech Partnerships and Strategic Investments at Franklin Templeton. I'm proud to introduce Unum ID and the co-founders Liam and Aidan McCarty. Unum ID enables the next big card business for card issuers and one-click identity verification for relating parties. The company was founded by two brothers, Liam and Aidan, alumni of Stanford University, and recently named Forbes 30 Under 30 for their work with Unum. Unum ID is working with one of the top banking as a service companies and one of the top identity verification companies in the US. The team just closed a new round led by Tim Draper and 1414 Ventures. Franklin Templeton is also an early investor. So really gaining a lot of traction and interest in this area. Please welcome Liam McCarty of Unum ID.
My name's Liam McCarty, and we are Unum ID, the ID card network. Unum ID is the next big card business, which begs the question, what was the first big card business? And that was credit cards. In the 1950s, the average American consumer had a dozen or more forms of credit, charge coins, charge plates, and so on, for Mobil Oil, Sears, and other merchants. In 1958, Bank of America introduced the very first general-purpose credit card, which let the consumer use one plastic rectangle to buy something wherever they went. Bank Americard revolutionized commerce and would later become Visa, one of the most profitable companies in the world. And to this day, credit cards are the most valuable part of retail banking. In 2022, we have an analogous situation, not in payments, but in identity. The average consumer has hundreds of different digital identities, one for every service they interact with. But we have introduced the digital ID card, the digital equivalent of the plastic card. This allows the consumer to prove who they are instantly wherever they go online. Let me show you of what this looks like in action. I will use a Wells Fargo ID card to sign up for Acorns with one click, sharing my verified data instantly. First, I open the Wells Fargo mobile app. I can sign in using whatever account system that they have, and you'll see that I have offers inside of the app. These are just like cashback offers, but in this case, they're for instant sign up. For example, here's one for Acorns. I can click continue with one click, which opens the Unum ID web wallet inside of the app. I unlock it with a biometric, and Wells Fargo dynamically issues me a digital ID card. I can see exactly which data is being requested, that Acorns is the one requesting it, and I can choose which information I want to share. Say I want to use a personal email instead of a work email. I can do that. Say I don't want to share my phone number because I'm not comfortable doing that. I can uncheck that. And at the end, I give explicit consent and click Share Data. That sends a packet of information over to Acorns, who can cryptographically verify that it's accurate, that it really came from Wells Fargo. They then use that data to create an account for me. It's that fast. This is the ID card network in practice. The issuer, in this case Wells Fargo, but in general any company with verified data about who a user is, issues the user a digital ID card, stored on their mobile phone. The user then presents that ID card to a relying party, in this case Acorns, and in general any company that needs verified data about the user. And then the relying party pays for access to the data. That money goes to the issuer of the card and to Unum ID as the network provider. The upshot is we unlock access. Now, why would you become a relying party? Well, the reason is that legacy onboarding without Unum ID is a terrible experience and very expensive. It on average takes 29 clicks, 16 fields, and 6 minutes for a fintech to onboard a new user, with 12 hours for full approval and over a quarter of users not completing the process at all. With Unum ID, this is instant onboarding. One click, 0 fields, less than 10 seconds, instant full approval, and 99% completion rate. This is Acorn's actual onboarding flow today. These are screenshots from the app. And this is how much better it can be with Unum ID. We already have almost 100 companies on our waitlist to be relying parties. Companies in fintech, crypto, e-commerce, shared economy, and more. The demand is there. Why would you become an issuer? Well, as a financial institution, you want your brand front and center, and this allows you to do so. Issuing an Unum ID card makes you essential to users' online lives, making you top of wallet and top of mind. And you enable amazing experiences that users will love. There's also an enormous revenue opportunity. Here's some back of the envelope math. Say you have 10 million users, you charge $1 per transaction, and the user uses their digital ID card once a month. That's $120 million in net new revenue opportunity at almost zero marginal cost. We're not the only ones who see this opportunity. McKinsey, for example, estimates that digital ID will unlock 3 to 13% of GDP by 2030. We are proud to be working with FinTech Sandbox and data providers like Plaid and Equifax, and we are backed by some amazing investors. And we just closed a bunch of new funding. So come work with us. You can be an issuer to become a top-of-wallet brand and earn huge new revenue. You can be a relying party to enable one-click onboarding with 100% conversion. Or you can be an investor to have ownership in the network that's Visa for identity. Thank you for your time.